Hello, Lizzo. Welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda's channel. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you'll be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos and also educate, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into this video.
I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where this Palestinian woman is actually coming real hard for black people for choosing to or some black people that chose to vote for Kamala, and this got a lot of people reacting. She was like, we do not want you, we don't need your help, that you guys should actually, like, I'm just gonna roll her clip as well as some of all the stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, and whatsoever. Alright, lovely.
Keep Palestinians' names out of your fucking mouth when you're trying to defend your decision for voting for Kamala. I don't give a shit. I'm not here to try to persuade you one way or another. I know what I'm gonna be doing come November, but my fucking God, just sit with your cognitive dissonance. Don't try to shove it onto the rest of us, all right? Palestine has nothing to do with it, because if you cared about Palestinians, you would not be sitting here saying that you were going to vote blue no matter who. No, you'd be putting these politicians' feet to the flames. You'd be demanding more. You wouldn't be saying, oh, I'm going to vote and then maybe I'm going to try to organize. You who have never organized a day in your fucking life. Just zip it, all right? Zip it. Us Palestinians, sick of hearing your shit. Keep Palestinians' names out of your mouth when you're trying to defend your decision for voting for Kamala.
I'm starting to see a lot of these videos coming out, and I feel like someone really has to speak on it, so I'm going to. And I'm going to tell this with all my due respect. Palestine is not the only country that's dealing with genocide right now. I am from Congo, in case you cannot tell. I'm from Congo, okay? We are also dealing with genocide in Congo. In fact, the genocide in Congo has been going for way longer than the genocide in Palestine. The genocide in Congo has made 8 million of victims. 8 million. And you might wonder, why am I making this video? Well, I am making this video because I'm going to support Vice President Kamala. 100%, I'm going to. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to support Vice President Kamala. Listen to me. This is one of the Congolese genocide enabler. His name is Dan Gettler. This guy is an Israeli billionaire who owns mines in Congo. This guy was sanctioned in 2017 by President Barack Obama for corrupt and illegal mining. Listen very carefully. He was sanctioned by Obama. Obama is a Democrat. Okay? This dude got reinstated. Someone gave him his money back. Someone gave him his money back. Do you know who did that? Donald Trump. Donald Trump gave him his money back. It was one of the very last thing he did as a president, was to give this guy his money back. And do you know who sanctioned this guy again? President Biden. President Biden sanctioned him again. So currently, this person does not have his money. All the money, all the illegal money he made in Congo, he does not have it right now because of President Biden. So one thing I know for sure, Vice President Kamala, she's not going to let this guy get his money back. And another thing that I know for sure is that if Trump gets back in office, Trump is going to reinstate this guy. Trump is going to give him his money back. How do you think Israel is getting all that money? Because of this guy. He's one of the people who are giving money to Israel. So if you want to stop this guy from getting his money back and potentially giving that money to Israel, make sure that Trump does not make it. Now let's be real for a second, because I feel like a lot of people don't take this part in consideration. Listen, a lot of people have lost their jobs for supporting Palestine. A lot of content creators got their account banned for supporting Palestine. A lot of people got hurt physically for protesting for Palestine. A lot of people have ruined their relations with their families and friends simply because they were on the side of Palestine. So if you're going to tell all these people who have sacrificed so much for your cause that they are wrong for choosing a candidate who's going to preserve their rights in their own country, then I'm sorry to tell you this, but you are being both ungrateful and disingenuous.
Keep Palestinians' names out of your mouth when you're trying to defend your decision for voting for Kamala.
And you are absolutely valid in feeling that way. You as a Palestinian woman, you have every single right to not want to vote blue, vote red, or not vote at all. You have every single right to feel how you feel. Me as a Haitian American man, I'm not going to sit here and tone police you or make you feel bad about any decision you choose to make. What I feel is the problem is that people who are big on supporting Palestine and or who are Palestinian themselves in America are not seeing the amount of people trying to tone police and make black people feel about who they should vote for during this election. That is not being talked about enough for me, and it's starting to annoy me a little bit. If black people want to vote for Kamala or decide to vote blue in general because they want to do everything in their power to make sure A, Trump doesn't get into office, and B, Project 2025 doesn't happen, then black people should be able to feel how they feel about it. Black people have been sitting here rocking with Palestine and rocking with the Free Palestine movement for God knows how long. If black people in this country are saying, hey, we got to worry about ourselves first before we help anybody else, I don't understand how no one is understanding that. I don't understand how no one is putting their feelings to the side and be like, you know what? I can see where they're coming from. And the majority of Palestinian people I spoke to, or the majority of Palestinian people that we see on the streets or seen online, they literally understand why a majority of black people are voting blue. And they're not gaslighting them and making them feel bad. So I don't understand why most of these non-Palestinian fake woke people, or the very few Palestinians that to me are anti-black, are feeling a way about black people's decision making in this election. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's not a lot of smoke for the white leftists or any non-black leftists or any non-black people regarding their decision making in this election. It's mostly everybody feeling a way about how black people are utilizing their vote for their best interests, for their children's interests, for their black wives or black mothers' interests. I don't know. That's just my take on it. And by the way, free Palestine. But there are also other genocides happening in the world right now outside of Palestine. There's one happening in Congo right now that has happened far longer than the genocide that's happening in Palestine. There's also a genocide in my home country in Haiti that's happening that people are barely talking about. So free them too.
So this creator took my video, downloaded it, uploaded it, because I have stitches turned off, and then proceeded to spend 3 minutes saying things that are incredibly easily refutable with like really easy Google searches. Like you don't even actually have to be an expert on this subject in order to refute everything that he was saying, and just like logic it out. So I haven't seen anybody else do it, but people keep entering my comments, so I guess that it's up to me. And I want to be clear, I did block this creator like immediately. As soon as I saw his video and I got to this frame, I am making this video because I'm going to support Vice President Kamala 100%, that's when I blocked. I didn't even watch the rest of it because I was like, this is absolutely going to be nonsense. And then I unblocked, went, downloaded the video, watched the video, and then reblocked because I was like, oh, this is confirmed nonsense. Bear with me because I am going to go through every single thing that he says in this video. So this person starts the video with Genocide Olympics. Starts the video with Genocide Olympics. That's how you know that he is deeply unserious. I will never engage in this kind of rhetoric because what does that mean? So what's been happening in Congo has been going on for longer. Does that mean that Sudan doesn't matter because it technically started last year? Or let's say that it started in the early 2000s because you can trace what's happening in Darfur back. Okay, does that mean that it doesn't matter because Congo's been happening for longer? This phase of Palestine has been happening since October, but Palestine's been actually happening since 1948. Do you see how this is a slippery slope, how this logic just doesn't hold up? This argument, this fallacy, I suffered longer, therefore I matter more, or it's more valid, my suffering, is something that should be entirely rejected. We should understand that all of our struggles are interconnected and move forward as such. Now, the whole of his video, the entire thing hinges on one man, Dan Gertler, and what the Democrats supposedly did to curb his violence in the Congo. He says that Obama sanctioned him, and then Trump unsanctioned him, and then Biden re-sanctioned him, but that's not actually true. The U.S. Treasury sanctioned Gertler in 2017. 2017. Read it again, 2017. Do you know who signed that into effect? Who was in power in 2017? Who was in office? Yeah, it was Trump. Crazily enough, he does say 2017 in the video, but then he says by Obama, which Obama was not in office in 2017? Please don't misunderstand me. This is not me saying Trump is good. This is me presenting you with dates. That's it. The actual sanctions, I think, were first announced in 2012 under a specific act that actually dealt with a Russian incident. Like, a bunch of Russian people were on this sanction list, but then it was implemented in 2017 by Trump. AKA, Trump is actually the person who sanctioned Gertler in the first place. Then he signed a waiver to partially lift some of his funds from Deutsche Bank, which, like, Deutsche Bank is an evil entity in and of itself, but the idea that Obama sanctioned him and then Trump unsanctioned him and then Biden resanctioned him is just not true. And mind you, the sanctions weren't actually because Gertler was abusing and exploiting Congolese workers. It was because he was seen as having achieved these mining deals through his friendship with the former leader of Congo. AKA, the sanctions were put in place because of corruption, not because of exploitation, not because of genocide. In fact, the US is currently discussing a proposal to let this man sell his royalty streams back to the Congolese government and earn hundreds of millions of dollars, if not more, from that sale. Like, right now, the reason this is being done is because the US wants access to those metals. The US wants access to those resources. They want Gertler gone so that they can go in with US companies and exploit the Congolese people. Not one other person in relation to Congo was sanctioned. It was just Dan Gertler because of corruption, not because of labor violations, not because of genocide, not because of any of that stuff. Corruption. And in fact, tech giants twice now have gotten off from labor violations cases related to the Congo. Twice. And both times, guess who was leader? It was Biden. So you know what? I'll let you decide whether you believe that this creator's assertion that Kamala Harris won't let Gertler have his money back is valid. And I'll let you decide whether you think that American companies are going to engage in fair labor practices in the Congo once they take over mining from Gertler. Now, this creator rounds off his video by saying that people have lost their jobs for supporting Palestine and content creators got their accounts banned for talking about Palestine. And a lot of people were physically hurt protesting for Palestine. And that somehow means that I'm ungrateful and disingenuous. And all of this is using the really twisted logic of white supremacy to placate Palestinians. Also arguing something that was never even mentioned and doesn't even stand true on its own. The people losing their jobs for Palestine, the people being physically hurt at protests for Palestine, I know those people because I've been organizing and protesting beside them for a decade. This isn't new for me. I've been engaged in some form of Palestine organizing, activism, advocacy, or education literally since 2014. And you want to know the one thing beyond all other things that I've taken away from that? Solidarity is not transactional. You cannot be ungrateful for continuing to demand dignity, for continuing to demand humanity, for demanding an end to genocide. You cannot be disingenuous for demanding consistency. And please note, I never said, don't vote for Kamala. Even if I want to say that, I'm not going to say it because it's useless. It doesn't serve anybody. You know what you're going to do. I know what I'm going to do. You're not going to move me, and I don't think I'm going to move you. So what's the use of it? What I am saying is sit with the discomfort. Sit with that dissonance. Sit with the hypocrisy. I know you're feeling it. I know you're looking at yourself and you're saying, this is a shit system. This is awful. What am I supposed to do? Sit in that discomfort and let it move you beyond this moment. Let it make you demand more now and moving forward. What I and other Palestinians are saying is that if you insist on voting for Kamala, do not pretend that you are doing it with our interests at heart, because you are not doing it with our interests at heart. Don't insult us like that. Don't talk about harm reduction in the face of people witnessing their own people's genocide. And by the way, harm reduction, not a real thing. Please read this to learn more, because if this won't persuade you, then I sure as shit am not going to persuade you, so I don't know what we're doing here. This man's whole video, start to finish, obfuscates from the arguments being made, as well as just reality. It equivocates things which cannot be equivocated. It plays Genocide Olympics, because that's what he's doing. He's saying, fuck all Palestinians, and he just doesn't listen. Bad form. This was just bad form. All while caping for a genocidal cop. Come on, guys. Come on.
She made points. He made points. What's going on with the sanctions, the people, the bad actors involved. I don't know enough about it to speak on it. But what I do know is that her condescending tone, her denigrating that man and disrespecting that man, her minimizing his feelings and what's happening with his people and how he is going to vote to help his people. That's a problem for me. Yeah. This video, coupled with all of the other Palestinians and their disrespectful and denigrating videos towards people like me who are going to vote for Kamala Harris. Yeah, I'm done. So the money that was coming out of my bank account every month to help Palestinians over in Gaza, yeah, that's going to stop. And I'm going to redirect those funds to help the people over in Congo. So the money will be tripled for the people over in Congo and Sudan, because I was sending money to help Palestinians and I was sending money to help people in the Congo and the Sudan. So, yeah. Do with that information as you will.
There's no kind way to say that you're a fucking dumbass, all right? There's literally no kind way to say that, because it is not a single issue to be concerned about genocide. Genocide reverberates. Genocide does not stay insular. If they are okay murdering hundreds of thousands of people overseas, do you think that that's not going to come back and bite you in the ass? It's already biting you in the ass, not just in terms of all the money that is going there, all the weapons going there that is not being put into schools, infrastructure, funding here, but also the cops who are going abroad to Israel to train and coming back and brutalizing people here. Consider the ways that empire will always come back on the core. And to call genocide a single issue is so diluted, I don't even know where to begin. Sorry, it's not a single issue. It's approximately 200,000 and counting issues. It's 2.3 million issues and counting. If genocide isn't your red line, you can just say that. But to pretend that those of us who refuse to vote for a genocidal maniac because she's a genocidal maniac are somehow privileged is so beyond the realm of reality. I actually think that you need to just go back to school. Like, open up the fucking schools. Where? Tell me where it is a privilege to watch your own people be brutalized every day for 10 months. How is that a privilege? Can you detail it to me, please? Can you explain how seeing the inside of babies' skulls, how seeing people's flattened, crushed bodies under bulldozers, how seeing headless children, headless adults is a privilege, and knowing that they are headless because of the fact that they are Palestinian and nothing else, when I am Palestinian, looking at them and knowing that that could have been me if not for a stroke of fucking fate? That's a privilege? Seriously? The way you people speak to Palestinians is so fucking dehumanizing. Get your head out of your ass. You don't know what privilege is. You don't know what genocide is if you think that it is a privilege to be witnessing your people be decimated by a genocide being funded and armed by this country by your candidate. Yeah, and I'm supposed to believe these are the people who care, right? Like, I'm supposed to vote in line with what these people want. Really? Seriously. It's so funny too, because if we're going to talk about how protesters are being treated, like, we don't have to look into some theoretical future, nor do we even need to look into some 4-year ago past. Like, we can just look at right now, like right the fuck now. What is happening to protesters? Not just Palestine protesters, but like Cop City protesters, environmental protesters. Like, what is going on with them? They're being locked up and shot at. So I don't know what kind of reality you're living in where Democrats are good to protesters, but it's not this one.
Like, seriously, lovelies, this particular video actually reminds me of Dr. Umar during, the Free Palestine course. Like, during the period of Free Palestine that everybody was so involved, about it, like, especially black people. You know how we are. You know how black people, if you've been oppressed for a very long time, if you know how it feels to be oppressed, if you know what it means for, people not to hear your voice. People don't want to, understand how you feel, or people who do not understand the pains at which you are going through. It's kind of frustrating if these people do not understand your plight. That is why, during that Palestinian period, free Palestine and all of that, a lot of black people were so involved because they knew they have won the shoe. They know the way at which the shoes hurt. It takes someone that have gone through oppression, that have won the shoe that hurt so much. It takes that person to actually understand another person's who is probably going through that same plight, to feel. It takes people like that. That is why during the course of this free Palestine of a thing, black people were all involved. They were like, a lot of black creators have to lose so many things, all because they were standing up for Palestine. Then, like, I was one of the people that also, I was here talking about Pal and all of that. I was among them stitching the videos, which I also got myself involved in Congo. I was also talking about things that is happening in Congo. And the thing is that, the truth of it is that a lot of black creators were not that involved during the cause of Congo compared to that of Palestine. A lot of black people were all over, oh my God, free Palestine, blah, 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 free Palestine, with forgetting that Congo is also going through something similar like that. But because black people, we are a kind of people that, okay, we actually want to take everyone, we want to carry everybody's problem, everybody's burden. Like, anytime they call us, oh, we are just one finger away to answer you, without even caring about our own self, without caring about our own body. So this is why black people, I don't blame them. This is just how black people are. This is there. Even with all of the things that they have gone through, they are so ready to forgive and forget. This is it. Nobody want to retaliate or want to do but whatsoever your ancestors actually did to them. This is black people. This is the way it is. So I could actually remember then, even sometimes I used to stitch most of my videos, like, react to so many videos, try to tell people to also talk about what is happening in Congo. That was when, it got to a period of time, a man from Congo have to, do something to get people to actually talk about what is happening in Congo, because a lot of people were just ignoring the fact that Congo is still going through the same thing, focusing more on power. So this man have to, put himself on the line to get the media attention, to get people attention, to get people to get to talk. That was when you see, black people coming out to talk about what is happening in Congo before they now, start talking about Congo, and people get to know that, oh, something like that is happening in Congo. People don't get to know because it's not out there. People are not talking about it. Look at Sudan and all of it. I could remember vividly, just like yesterday, it's still even happening. Like, seriously, Lovelace. Even till date, Congo. With all of the things we use that is being gotten from that place, like the iPhones and everything. Do you know how the way at which this, innocent ones, like, then Dr. Umar has to make a video. He came and he made a video which I also reacted to. He was talking about black people should focus more on what is happening to black people. They should focus more on black people's business. I was one of the people that also, staged a video. He was talking about how he is not disputing the fact that he's not feeling sorry about what is happening in power and all of that. But as it is, he thinks that everybody just needs to fight for their own. Then he was encouraging black people to talk more about what is happening in Congo and Sudan and any other places. That he feels sorry for Palestinian people, for Arab people and all of that, that he feels sorry for them, but he still wants to concentrate more on what is happening in Congo. that, power people can actually sort themselves out. If something has to do with, people that looks like them, this stereotype, it's as if there is a quick answer to such problems. But if it's something that has to do that to people that looks like me, yeah, it takes time. Sometimes it's even ignored. Sometimes people don't want to talk about it. He was then talking about how black people should stop. They should focus more on what is happening in the black, anything that looks like us, And then he got, ATTACK from so many people from PAL. People were calling him names. People, people from PAL, even when I heard to talk about how George Floyd, how they supported George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. He's this, he's that. They were calling him all sort of names, But we never knew that this man actually heard, he there was a reason for that statement. The reason for the statement is that anything that has to do with, black people, a lot of people do not care about it. A lot of other races, they don't care about it. If it does not affect them and it's black people's business, they just let it for black people to just sort themselves out. They leave black people to sort their own problems out without even interfering. This is the reason why, Dr. Omar was, giving such statement. And there's another sister which I stitched her video. She also gave an emphasis of her encounter with a Palestinian person being racist towards her as a black person. A Palestinian person, she is actually advocating for Palestine, do this, but she was so shocked that this same Palestinian person that she's actually fighting for is being racist towards her, and she have to make other research to see that in Palestine, some of them are even being racist towards a fellow Palestinian, but all because this person is a dark person. Like, make it make sense. Like, and now this lady in question is going viral. Although she turned off her stitches, she turned off her duets, even her comments. I don't know, I think her comments was on to some extent. She's talking about how she's so disappointed with black people because some black people chose to vote a colored woman. Some black people chose to vote a colored woman because they are afraid of maybe Project 2024. I don't understand. And now she's angry because she feels that black people are no more supporting PAL. So she wants black people to maybe live, like, she just wants black people to keep on sacrificing without actually thinking about themselves, like thinking about black people. Even with that, you will still be called a bad person. Even with all of the things that black people have done during Palestinian period, she still have the nerves to talk about how you don't have right to vote for whosoever you want to vote, or because she feels that you still need to keep on supporting her. Like, black people have to leave Congo, Sudan, and support you guys. Like, I don't get it. Now, this is the reason why Dr. Umar, like, black people, is hard time you actually start doing something that you feel might favor you. It's very like this. If you keep on doing things for people that does not show appreciation, it's time to be a little bit selfish. If something does not favor you, does not put you first as a priority, I think it's best to just avoid it. Seriously. Like, I don't get it. I am one of the people that actually, talk about, like, if you go through some of my videos, you will see it. I was against what is happening with all the way of which they treat all this underaged, in power and all of that. I made videos about it. the rate at which I make that of Pe.Ple is higher compared to that of Congo. The people that looks like me, or even Sudan. I didn't even make video about Sudan. I was just Palestinian, and a little bit of Congo. Then that was because people decided that, okay, let's just do this, let's do that. Not even all of the black people. Like, let me just say, I think it's just 60% of black people that actually wanted to, like, okay, let's just try Kamala because of maybe Project 25. A lot of them have the different reasons. Not even all. So there are so many black people that are still against her, which is still, everybody have rights to vote whosoever they feel that their conscience. But she coming out to actually, oh my god, I feel so disappointed right now. Anyway, lovelies, when I saw this, I decided to just put it out here for us to actually, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So please subscribe, leave your thoughts in the comment section. And I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.
Up to this extent, thank you so much for all the love and support. Why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video? And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. Alright, lovelies, please share this video, subscribe, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.